It was a warm summer evening, and my friends and I decided to spend the weekend at a remote beach we had heard about. The place had a reputation for being beautiful and tranquil, and we couldn't wait to relax by the ocean under the starlit sky. Little did we know that our peaceful getaway would turn into a spine-chilling experience we'd never forget. As the sun dipped below the horizon, we set up our campfire, its flickering flames casting eerie shadows on the sand. Laughter and the sound of waves crashing filled the air as we shared stories and enjoyed a barbecue. It was a perfect start to our beach adventure. However, as the night grew darker, a sense of unease began to settle over our group. We noticed strange markings in the sand around our campfire, intricate patterns resembling ancient symbols. We brushed them off as perhaps the work of a previous beachgoer, but the feeling of being watched lingered. Around midnight, as we huddled closer to the fire, we heard an eerie sound that sent shivers down our spines. It was a faint, ghostly melody carried by the wind. It sounded like someone singing a haunting tune, but there was no one else around for miles. We dismissed it as the wind playing tricks on our ears, but the unease grew stronger. As we exchanged nervous glances, the beach seemed to come alive with movement. Shadows danced among the dunes, and a strange mist rolled in from the sea. It twisted and swirled, forming eerie, ghostly shapes. We couldn't believe our eyes. Then, out of the mist emerged a figure. It was a woman, dressed in tattered clothing that seemed straight out of another era. Her long, disheveled hair covered most of her face, casting her features into darkness. She moved slowly toward us, her bare feet barely leaving an imprint in the sand. Frozen with fear, we watched as she approached our campfire. She extended a trembling hand, pointing toward the symbols we had discovered earlier. In a raspy, ethereal voice, she muttered words in a language we couldn't understand. Her presence was chilling, and we were paralyzed with fear. Just as suddenly as she had appeared, the woman vanished into the mist, leaving us bewildered and terrified. We decided to pack up our belongings and leave that eerie beach behind. As we hurriedly made our way back to civilization, we couldn't help but wonder about the mysterious woman and the cryptic symbols in the sand. The following day, we attempted to research the history of the beach, hoping to find some explanation for our eerie encounter. To our shock, we discovered that the area had once been home to a small coastal village centuries ago. Legend had it that the villagers were known for their mysterious rituals and dealings with the supernatural. One fateful night, a powerful storm had ravaged the village, erasing it from the map. Locals believed that the spirits of those villagers still haunted the beach, and their rituals had left behind cryptic symbols etched into the sand. Our encounter with the ghostly woman and the haunting melody remain etched in our memories. To this day, we can't explain what happened on that beach, but the memory of that haunting encounter still sends shivers down our spines whenever we gather to share stories of our unforgettable summer adventure. We had unwittingly stepped into a world of the supernatural, and the beach's secrets will forever remain a mystery. Years later, I revisited the beach alone, drawn by an inexplicable curiosity. I arrived at sunset, just as the last rays of sunlight kissed the horizon. The beach appeared serene and empty, a far cry from that fateful night. As darkness descended, I lit a campfire and stared out at the ocean. I wondered if the ghostly woman would return, if the strange symbols in the sand would reappear. But the beach remained quiet, and the night remained still. Just as I began to think that perhaps our encounter had been a sheer hallucination, I heard the faint, ghostly melody carried by the wind. My heart raced as I realized I was not alone on that beach.